So, when I was doing my training, I worked in a nursing home, and then when I completed my registered nursing, I worked in a nursing home as a registered nurse for maybe a year and a half, and then from there, I worked at Westmead Children's Hospital for 10 years. And then from there, I went into community nursing, where I've been in community nursing for I think maybe the last 15 or 17 years. In the supermarket in Westminster Ferry, and I saw it on the bench, and I had 2 days prior to that bought some hemp oil at a health food shop for my daughter, who's in her 20s, who's just got some a parasite in her gut that's causing her all types of problems, and normal pain relief really hasn't been helping. So I was just in a health food shop, and I thought, oh, I'll give this a whirl. And then I saw the hemp oil, and it when it said it was organic and Australian made, it sparked my interest. Didn't buy it, but I came home and I emailed them and push on there what my needs, what I was needing it for. And the next day I got a phone call, and we discussed it, and then I purchased it firstly for my daughter. We were advised to, she gets waves of acute abdominal pain, to rub the actual oil onto her stomach, which she did, and it gives her great relief. Before she gets up in the morning, she rubs it on her stomach before she tries to eat, and it definitely dulls down all of the pain. And she was also taking it orally as well. So the reason that I really liked the sound of it also was, A, it was a pain relief without the normal side effects that you can get from quite strong pain relief, but also because it had such a strong anti-inflammatory component to it, and her gut, due to the parasite, is actually quite inflamed. So it was definitely, I think, helping with the inflammation as well. Rubbing it on topically helped with the waves of acute pain, and taking it orally was working on the background with the inflammation. She also had some inflamed eczema on her lower leg, and we did a little bit of a patch test to see how it affected that. And within, I think, I'm pretty sure it was 24 hours, a lot of the red and angriness had come out of the patch, and then she put it over the whole eczema, and the angriness went from that as well. So obviously the anti-inflammatory component of it must be quite strong. My parents have arthritis, and my mum also has rheumatoid arthritis, and I sort of noticed in the last year that my hands have started to get a little bit tighter at certain times, and I started to have quite a flare up where I was getting pins and needles in my hands. Seen a chiropractor and so forth, and there was a particularly in my thumb, and he felt like that it was probably arthritis. So I started taking the water soluble one, and it works really well. But I know that it's supposed to be an accumulative effect in the body, but I do also find that within half an hour of taking it that I feel relief as well. So, I usually take a quarter of a teaspoon in the morning. And if for some reason my hands are particularly bad, I sometimes take it at night, and within 20 to 30 minutes I can feel relief. Well, first of all, like I said, I like it because it's organic, and I also always try and support Australian companies. As far as a drug or something to control symptoms. From my experience, my daughter's experience, there seems to be no adverse side effects. So if you're using stronger pain relief generally that you need a prescription from your GP, there are generally a side effects to those. Your body builds up a tolerance to them, constipation. And I haven't experienced any of those with this. If anything, once you sort of get on top of the pain and you've been on it for a period of time, I feel like you need less and you can back off it a little bit, where with other medications, it's generally that you need more, or you need to be swapping between them because your body builds up a tolerance. So it doesn't seem to have any of those effects that I've experienced. So I messaged him on a Friday night, and I got a phone call on Saturday morning, following up about exactly what scenario I had, because when I emailed them, I was asking for the possibility of different dosages considering the situation. And we discussed that, and also discussed using it topically, which I would have never have thought to do.